everyone, and welcome to Marketing Mindset. I'm Madeline Evans, the marketing manager at Setup. At Setup, our mission is to connect marketers with the right people and the right resources. And one of the best ways we can do that is by learning directly from the experts shaping the industry every day. You may know our CMO Spotlight series, where we feature top marketing leaders. Marketing Mindset is a little different. This series highlights the specialists, strategists, media managers, creatives, and operators who are making the magic happen on the ground floor every day. Because great marketing doesn't just happen in the C suite, it happens through the mindset, creativity, and expertise of all of the people doing the work. Today, we're excited to talk to Christina Paulk, an email specialist at Delta Airlines. Hi, Christina.
Hi, Madeline. Great to talk to you today.
I am so excited. So let's get started. Please tell me about your organization, your role there, and your team.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm an email specialist on the campaign channel operations and enablement team within the marketing organization at Delta Airlines. I've been with Delta for 5 years, and my team manages all of the email marketing communications to our SkyMiles members and trip communications. So trip communications are the emails that you would receive if you were to book a trip with Delta and everything that goes along with that travel journey. For my work specifically, my focus is on the Delta email campaigns for the Delta Amex co-brand credit cards.
Wonderful. I am a Delta fan, so thank you for all you do to make our trip so seamless. I am also so excited to talk to you because I've known you for quite a bit, and I love how you found your way into Delta. It really matches who you are and your passions. And so I'd love to hear a little bit more about your career path, how you ended up at Delta.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm so happy to connect with you today and kind of get this retrospective of how we've known each other for so long. So this is really a full circle moment for us. I started my first job out of college at IHG on the B2B marketing team, which sat within the global sales organization. In that role, I was so lucky to be able to have to use my graphic design skills and be the in-house graphic designer for the sales team. I was designing a sales collateral. I was working on trade show booths. I was creating videos. And I also managed a monthly email marketing newsletter that was sent to our sales team. And that kind of helped me transition into my email marketing career. When 2020 rolled along, the travel industry took a really hard hit from the pandemic. And unfortunately, my role was impacted. But I am a strong believer that everything happens for a reason, because this opened up the opportunity for me to join Delta in 2021 when the travel industry was picking up and rebuilding. So I was able to kind of see Delta grow after the pandemic into kind of what travel is like today. And I'm very lucky to be at Delta, which is my dream company to work at. And I'm just so proud of all the work that I do there.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. And what a positive mindset. Like when one door closes, another one opens, and you're a true testament to that, especially since it's your dream company. What led you to marketing, a career in marketing? So you clearly like from college instantly got a job. What happened within college? Did you always know you wanted to be a marketer?
Yeah, I started off in college as a marketing major and continued until graduation. And what I love about marketing is that it allows me to be both technical and creative at the same time, specifically in the email marketing world. When you're building an email, it's equivalent of making a mini website. So on the technical side, I'm challenging my brain by coding an email to bring an idea to life, but then also filtering through data, finding specific customer attributes, collaborating with IT teams and data developers, and then also troubleshooting code. But then on the creative side, I get to work with creative teams to design what an email visual looks like, and making sure that it aligns with Delta's brand identity. So I get to bring visual ideas to life and make sure that our emails look good across all the different inboxes that people receive emails in, and also considering what an email would look like in dark mode. So I think it's really satisfying to have a tangible and visual end product as a result of my work that I deliver with email marketing.
Amazing. You have your hands in everything. And I feel like most marketers have to be multi-talented. So
Yeah.
since you do have so many talents, what is your secret sauce?
So I think what has really allowed me to stand out in my career in marketing is my attention to detail. And that has applications in many ways. So on the broader side, it's understanding who you're communicating to in an email campaign, and understanding how to communicate to them at the right place and at the right time. But also that's getting more granular with personalization, dynamic content, And also from the technical perspective, how to be thorough with an email build to make sure that it's close to perfect as you can possibly be to what the creative team created. So I think overall being detail oriented has really helped me in my career.
Awesome. I love it too. I love asking that question because I love people being able to brag on themselves and highlight what they do well because that is a super important thing to have on any team, a detail-oriented person. What in your marketing career has made you most proud? A campaign that maybe had an impact on you or an effort that stands out?
So I think working for big brands, I've had the opportunity to work on a lot of campaigns that have high visibility. But I think what I'm really most proud of is like the reputation that I built for myself in my marketing career in the email space. So I think really it's important to have trust as the core of relationship building. And over the years, I started at Delta without like with a little bit of email knowledge, and Delta really trusted me to learn and become a professional in my own space. So I've consistently shown that the teams can rely on me to execute a campaign flawlessly, to think strategically, and to solve problems quickly to elevate the quality of our email campaigns. I think that being dependable, communicating clearly, and also advocating for accessibility best practices are really important. So having my colleagues and leaders view me as someone they can depend on has been really rewarding.
Fantastic. At Setup, we are all about relationships. And as a personal thing, I love relationships, just like romantic ones. And yeah, you can't have a relationship without trust. So
Yeah.
to know that they can count on you for anything is incredible. You're such an asset. What do you wish were different about the marketing industry as a whole?
So one thing that I wish was different is the tendency to prioritize speed and volume over thinking strategy thoughtfully and the customer experience. I think that marketing moves fast, and while that's exciting, it can sometimes lead to decisions that aren't rooted in the best practices for the customer. So I think the most impactful work happens when you're able to slow down, to be intentional and align on goals, to validate the insights that you come across, to make sure that the message is relevant and accessible and valuable to the customer. So if you balance speed and thoughtful planning, then overall the customer will benefit, but also your brand will benefit.
So you guys are so consumer centered, and it's really great to be aware of what the consumer needs. And so that's awareness of speed and diligence is really important. So how does purpose drive marketing efforts within your organization?
Yeah, so at Delta, we're connecting people around the world and supporting customers through their travel journey ultimately. So that guides how we're communicating and crafting marketing opportunities to our customers. So we want to make sure that our messages are efficient, they're effective, and they help our customers at the right place and at the right time.
What strategies do you find most effective in creating authentic and emotional connections with your consumers? And how do you tailor your brand story to resonate across different platforms?
Yeah, so we're deploying targeted email campaigns to our customers. We want to make sure that we have emails that are relevant to the people who are receiving them. Um, Outside of the email world at Delta, we're creating elevated brand experiences for our Sky Miles members. So I'm going to put a plug for the Sky Miles Experience platform. That's just a place where if you are a Sky Miles member, you can sign up for or you can use your Sky Miles to bid on an experience that is elevated for you and personalized to the things that you like. You can take a look and see what opportunities are available on the site there. But overall, people want to engage with the Delta brand. Last year, we launched our first in-air coffee house with our partnership with Starbucks. And it was a special chartered flight for Sky Miles members to fly from Atlanta to a coffee farm in Costa Rica, and they got to learn where Starbucks served their coffee. And then places on social where we're trying to create authentic connections with our Sky Miles members is on the Sky Miles Life Facebook group, which is a community for Sky Miles members to interact with each other and share travel tips. So we really found that those are spaces that people want to be in.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. How did you find that those are places people want to be in? What data showed like that connection between Starbucks and Delta?
We have a partnership with Starbucks and Delta, and it was really just that we wanted to create a authentic and unique experience for our Sky Miles members to participate in. So we know that we have fans of both we're building on the brand leverage of both Starbucks and Delta to create that very elevated experience.
So cool. Do you guys have many partnerships like that?
Yes, we have partnerships with Uber. We have partnerships across the board with the Olympics. So we are the official airline of Team USA. So there are a lot of places that Delta is showing up outside of your airports.
Incredible. With the increasing importance of omni-channel marketing, how do you ensure a seamless consumer experience across various platforms?
So I think what's really important for the seamless experience is the quality of your customer insights and data. Specifically at Delta, we have this data following you throughout your travel journey. So when you become a Sky Miles member, that helps initiate that relationship with Delta. And then we're connecting with you across your travel journey, starting with showing you personalized fares from your home airport in an email that you receive from us, which then could lead to have you book a trip on the Fly Delta app. And then once you show up to the airport, you're using the app across your whole airport experience. And then finally, when you're in flight, you can log in to the seatback entertainment system with your SkyMiles account, and we can show you personalized offers. We can display personalized content recommendations, which I think is really important to have consistency across the board.
It is so cool. And when I went to Japan like a few years ago, and this was a few years ago, so you guys have definitely advanced since then. I think it was the Detroit airport that it displays your name when you walk in front of the screen, and everyone sees their own name. Just being able to have that personalized experience and connect with the consumer in that way is so cool. You're constantly creating fans, which is amazing. This is kind of building off of the last question, but how do you maintain consistent brand messaging across channels and regions in a diverse environment, especially since you guys are everywhere?
Yeah, I think maintaining a consistent brand message starts with having like a clear foundation that's shared. So at Delta, it's the brand voice, our brand power, the core customer promise, and then also the purpose of connecting people around the world. So once all your teams are aligned with that single purpose, then it's so much easier to be consistent across the board.
What tools or strategies does your team use to manage this consistency or stay aligned across the board?
So specifically for email, we have our own brand guidelines, and then we have email templates. We have a QA team who reviews our emails and makes sure that we are on brand with our tone, our visuals, and our messaging to all of our audiences. And then our customers, when you receive a Delta email, should be able to recognize that it is from Delta because of the consistency we've maintained there. I think it's also important that communication to our customers ensures that we're all telling the same story, but just through the different touch points.
What are the challenges email marketers are facing today, and how are you at Delta innovating around those challenges?
So what we're seeing in email marketing is list fatigue. So everyone is receiving an email from every brand that you've ever interacted with. So at Delta, we're trying to be intentional with our segmentation, adding personalization into our emails, and then also testing to see what's working and what's not. As a way to tackle like this overall list fatigue challenge, we're engaging with people who want to interact with Delta. And that includes behavioral targeting, having dynamic content in the emails to provide message relevance. So all of our emails ultimately should feel timely and valuable to the customer. I think something else that we are facing is signal loss. So when I say signal loss, that basically means that we have growing privacy restrictions and reduced visibility into open rates in email service providers. So email marketers need deeper and more resilient measurement strategies. So we've been looking into click level engagement, conversion data, and then cohort testing to make sure that these decisions are rooted into more impactful performance indicators rather than just like the high level metrics.
Marketers are going to eat that answer up because list fatigue is so real. It's like, do
Yeah.
you guys even care anymore? How do I get in? So, yeah, we have to be so crafty and intentional because, yeah, people, they're exhausted
Yeah.
by everyone knocking at your door. So you're such a hard worker and you're so I love how much you love your company and it has a beautiful purpose. You just saying like we're connecting people and that is like what I'm all about. That's what Setup's all about. So I love that. What brings you joy in marketing in your job or otherwise?
Yeah, so I am very passionate about travel. So I think working for a brand that is travel focused really ignites me to be doing something that I love in an industry that I love. So I'm just so lucky that I get to work in this world with people who are also in a similar mindset to share and market a product that I'm passionate about.
What's the coolest place you've been to?
Coolest place I've been to is Egypt. I was able to go there to celebrate a birthday, and it was just so memorable to be able to go and see the pyramids in person, to be able to see all of these historic uh, landmarks that are so ancient and older than uh, so many places in this world. So it was just it was a trip of a lifetime.
My goodness. I lived through your Instagram posts one day.
I hope you're able to go one day because it's so amazing over there.
Would you go back?
Yes, I would go back. I think there's still so much to uncover and see there.
Oh yeah, you got to spend like weeks in a
Yeah,
place. I, we were talking before the call, and I'm going to Vietnam, but like for 5 days, which we're going to try to cram as much as we can in. But it's very, very silly to think that you could do that. Even like if you go out west in the U.S., like there's just so much to take from anywhere we go.
I think my point of view is like if you're presented with an opportunity to travel somewhere, you need to take it because you never know when it will come again. So you should do it.
That's so true. Oh my gosh, that's great advice. What is a brand outside of the travel industry that you admire?
I really admire Bucky's as a brand for their marketing efforts because they're really good at providing a unique experience to customers and they do it well. So when I say that, you know, you're driving on the highway and you see all of these really quirky billboards that stand out that have the Bucky's Beaver logo on it. And it's like building up that anticipation for you before you land at one of the Bucky's gas stations. But they just have so much brand loyalty, brand affinity that they've just built a whole empire on this, and their marketing is so simple. It's really just billboard marketing, and then you see all of their products plastered with the Beaver logo everywhere, and people instantly recognize who they are.
Yeah, the way they've won over our hearts.
Yeah.
Empire is the right word to describe it because it's insane. I have merch. I have merch. Like
Mhm.
bought a bow. When am I gonna wear that? I don't know. It had the beaver on it though. So
And it's so
yeah.
much fun.
Yes, and their bathrooms. You gotta love a good bathroom.
Mhm.
So they know what the people want. So we're at the end of our conversation. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us today?
All I want to say is thank you so much for having me. This has been such a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Christina. Thank you so much for being a part of Marketing Mindset.